the nighttime.
What's up? I'm here with MJ Fangirl TV.
Hi, I love the Jackson family. Gadget Trish, what's up?
It's been a minute. I think our last live was on this channel was, oh my God, probably a recap, which is quite a time. That was a long time ago.
I know, probably like over a year ago. A year and a half? A long time
I gotta
ago.
do better. If you guys don't know who this is my friend, and this is my favorite YouTuber in the Michael Jackson space, MJ Fangirl.
Hi.
Oh my God. I was like, and it's funny, it came out of nowhere. We were just having a normal conversation. I'm like, you know what, MJ Fangirl, I'm actually off Saturday, which is rare in real life. And then her being the GOAT that she is, she moved down her schedule. She's like,
No.
babysitters, we got this. You know, she made it happen. It's like,
no, when you brought this up, I was like, you know what? That's a great time. This is great timing. And like, I feel like we haven't talked like, online about Michael in a long time. So why not do it now? People are probably getting ready for the holidays and stuff. So I hope people will be around to join us.
Mike, but speaking of getting ready for the holidays, did you get started for your holiday? By the way, are you cooking or are you going to your family's house for the holidays?
Yes. So we are going to my in-laws' family on Friday, but on Thursday, I'm going to cook. I really am not the best cook, but I have a lot of different recipes that I follow. So I'm going to do that because I want my daughter to remember, Thanksgiving preparations. So I have a whole menu. I typed it out. I'm going to do a turkey tenderloin because that's smaller. We're doing regular mac and cheese, the vegan mac and cheese that you created, the MJ Fangirl recipe. Green bean casserole. I'm going to make cranberry sauce from scratch. So I think it's going to be fun. How about you?
So I went shopping with my aunt earlier. My auntie's now the new mommy of the family. I'm like, they call me a baby elder, like I'm a baby elder in training. So we went shopping, and where we live, there is a few affordable places, but those places out of food really fast. So I was like, Auntie, we need to get the food now, because when I went there last Sunday, the whole place was like gone, like all the food was gone. So if you shop at places like Target, not Target, Trader Joe's or Aldi's or places like that, the food runs out so fast now. So we went shopping, and it wiped me out. I don't know why I was so tired doing this one task. I was like, so when you text me, I was like, hey, baby, I just woke up. So I am doing your mac and cheese. I would say, even though like I gave you the recipe, you might have to put a little salt once it's cooked. I find that the noodles don't have enough salt, but I can't over salt things either because of my kidney issues. But heads up, you might have to have
Mm.
salt on it after it comes out. But it's one of those recipes I'm like, it's good, but it's missing something compared to real mac and cheese. But it's there. I give it an 8 out of 10, but I'm going to keep reaching for that 10.
I love that mac and cheese. You've made it a couple times, and one time you brought me a whole pan, and I was like, I want to eat this whole thing right now. So yeah,
No, listen, my
I'm
goal is to get you a pan. I want to go to Cali,
yes.
you and the family, and make this is my dream for 2026.
We have to hang out in real life again. It's so crazy because I was looking back, like maybe 5, 6 years ago, or not even, maybe more than that, 9, 10 years ago. And we went on so many trips. We went to Canada, Paris, California, Vegas. I was just like, we've really done a lot.
I know. Like I call this my year of sacrifice, and I only do that to position myself better in the future. And I don't know, I was like telling you when we were texting, I was like, I found myself. I found my like the real version of church. And so because we've done all these great things, I don't feel deprived. We are the luckiest girls I've ever known. Like I'm like, we're not
Yeah.
rich. Are you kidding me? I'm like, but we work hard, we plan well, we sleep on the floors. You know, we do what we got to do to get to these trips. Sometimes there's 4 girls in the room, 5. I've heard there's been 6, but I haven't gone to those yet. But I think the most we had was 5. It was me, Dexter, God, Rocky, Shelly, Honey. Oh, and you. Oh, was 6 for Vegas. My
For
bad.
Vegas, yeah.
Yes, and Dexter was on the couch. I don't know. I think I was probably on the floor because I refuse to sleep with people. I don't know what my issue is, but I have an issue. But yeah, that was the most 6, and we did well because it was a sweep because Rocky did a sweep for us.
Yeah,
But
that was so fun.
I
Oh,
don't know. I feel like the next chapter, like Michael says, the best is yet to come. It may not all be Michael driven, but as I'm a baby elder now, which is a mother figure, and you're actually a mom and a wife, we're always going to figure it out. For those,
yeah.
you
And
know,
I think the thing about Michael is that we are so passionate about him. So even if, there are times when we don't post as much or don't go to events as much, like he's a constant in our lives. So we always have that passion to like want to share about him as well as like want to be a part of the community, even when we veer off to other interests.
yeah.
So I love that.
But I think our
Yeah.
community is so strong. Like every time I'm like, I can't do all this, I go, but this is the community supports me. I'm like, even though I'm like, I'm so tired from doing all these things, and I just go, but this is the one that shows up for me. So it's like,
Yeah.
no shade to my other communities. I mean, I love you guys too, but it's just different. I think maybe because I was in this space longer, it's just different. But before I gotta say hi to my regulars. What's up, y'all? I'm sorry, I'm being so rude.
Hi, everybody.
It's like, oh my gosh, so many people here. You could tell when MJ fangirls here. Look how many people are in this daggone room.
I like can't even see. This is the first time thank you for making this a live because I haven't gone live in like 2 years or something.
It's
This is so
expensive, so
fun.
I might have to downgrade, or I might have to make some changes. My yearly bill is like almost 900 a year. Yeah, and the bills due
What?
soon. So I have to figure out what choices we have to make. Hashtag sacrifice. We'll figure it out because out of everything I do, this is kind of important. So I don't know. Maybe downgrade to the medium tier. Like you can't do
Yeah.
dual lives, but we'll figure it out. These are not real problems. The real problem is, health issues, or I lost my
Right,
job.
right.
So I was like, oh, you don't have StreamYard, you small witch, get it together. These are not real problems.
That's so funny. Yeah, it is expensive. It is. But we all are gonna have to kind of conserve and watch because I'm sure there are gonna be lots of events that we might be considering going to or merch
Yeah.
or multiple viewings of the movie that we're gonna want to watch. Like I feel like 2026 is the time for us to not be as conservative and just kind of jump into whatever they have for us.
Well, that's why I sacrificed this year. If I had to pick a poison, I was like, do you sacrifice now? The biopic is 2026. Da da da. Pick your poison. And as soon as I have a few things on my end to get together, I'm like, whew, like hopefully you all see me back in Cali. Woohoo!
Yeah.
you
By
know,
the way,
yeah.
are we live on TikTok too? I haven't
No, so
seen.
TikTok I turned off today because it was just too
Oh,
much. Um,
it's a vertical. I'm noticing that we're vertical and horizontal. That's
yes,
so
yes.
cool.
So it's a new feature that StreamYard's worth it. But here's the trick, guys, and we say this all the time. The super chats, and MJ Fango has a Patreon. It's important to us, not so we can go on trips and stuff, so we can just at least have the minimum cover, which is our websites. She's in the studio now. Like there's a lot of overhead on this stuff. So it's just like, no,
Yes.
we need those things just so we can keep them. You can't. I mean, I know what we do is expensive, like the thriller nights and stuff. No, we just need just the basics covered. So, and I mean, hopefully, it can pay bills in the future. But I'm just trying to break even. I have not broken even any year. Like on average, I make maybe $600-700 from YouTube, and then no brand deals this year. But I did get my first big collaboration, so I'm excited about that. That's coming soon.
Yay.
And hopefully more brand deals, because I mean companies are starting to realize me because of that the movie fits and stuff. So I was like, haha. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely expensive. I have not broken even either.
No way.
But that's also just because I tend to like I mean, this is the first year where I haven't bought a lot of equipment, but then I bought studio time, which has been really good because I feel like it's definitely helped the channel and helped me because I don't have to edit like, by myself because I have Solomon. Shout out to Solomon. But but it's definitely expensive, like you said. So, but next year Gotta whip out the credit card, I think, again, to go to IMAX and all that stuff, so
Well, you know about the AMC A-lister thing, right?
is that the one where you get unlimited movies or a certain amount every month?
So I would suggest, so we're gonna have to spend money regardless. If you don't, I mean, if you need to do the pre-sale, I should have made a slide for that. They're about to sell the tickets for the Michael Jackson biopic, I think in a matter of a week or two. So you would have to be an AMC A-lister now to benefit from that slot. But we discovered we're probably gonna have to spend money. Like, for example, we're buying 2 to 3 tickets each, all of us, to lock in seats. And then I'd rather say, "Hey, I got 2 tickets, hit me off with, $60," than to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you can't come into the show that we're at."
Yeah.
But at least I'll get 1 ticket free, for the actual day. And then I plan to see it in multiple key theaters in New York. And plus, I'm hoping, hi, estate, that we do get some invites to do some of the premieres and stuff. But if it doesn't happen, I'll probably do fan meetups and say, "Hey, this is where I'll be today. This is where I'll be. Da da da." I'm going minimum 7 times, so I'm still
I
gonna have
love it.
to spend, but not spend so much. I might have to spend 100 to maybe 150 in tickets as opposed to $30 per movie. That's too much. So if you guys know AMC, it's $29 a month. There are some restrictions. For example, if there's a fan event, then you will have to pay for that. But like I said, I don't think we don't mind paying some money, but just not so much. And you can see if it's
Yeah.
2 movies a month or 4 movies a week. Depends, how it goes.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just looking forward to, um I'm gonna go the one time first and then see, like, how I feel or, like, who I wanna see it with, because I don't know, but I feel like I'm gonna like it. But I get nervous because 'cause I'm like, I have a lot of, like, there was a time when I was like, "I don't really care," then I was like, "Oh my gosh, I really love it," and then the teaser came out and I was like, "I don't know," and then I was like, "Wait, but I love it." So, I think yeah, but yes to the premieres. I really wanna go to something like that. I really hope that, they'll invite us to something, and also, like, Micers 777 just said, popcorn buckets.
Oh,
Yes, we need money for that.
you guys been warned. So I just saw Wicked. I wonder if if the Wicked thing is in. Oh my God. The popcorn bucket game is so tricky and it's so expensive. Do I have the Wicked stuff in here? Yes, I do. Ha ha. Because I was in another live earlier. Let me see. There it goes. So here's the popcorn buckets. That box was almost $50. I don't know how much the ones on the side were. This is from Regal. And then for AMC, like, that ball was like $50. The book was like $30. The cups were $27 each. And then the book already sold out already within a day. I was like, oh my gosh. Then people were selling the posters for free. They were selling them for like $50 on eBay. This is wicked. Can you
Wow.
imagine Michael Jackson?
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be massive, and if they do it right, That's the other thing, like, I don't know, what the merch is gonna be like. I'm hoping that it'll be really great quality stuff because Lionsgate and the studios will be behind it. If they do it right, I think I will wanna collect them all as fans, I think.
I would get them all only because so I have a movie inspired house. You have a family. The way my mom raised us, like, everything was a thing. So, like, and I think that's where I kind of get that over the top personality. My mom's like this, but she would just only like this at home. She would never like this outside. So she would just always make our days really special. So if we had movie night, she would set it up like a real movie thing, and you have your popcorn. But back then, Tell me you're old without telling me you're old. We used to have the Jiffy popcorn foil thing. She used to do that because microwave popcorn wasn't a big deal because microwaves were just coming out in my childhood. You know, that's how old I am. But I was just she had the Jiffy. She would take the foil and she would go back and forth, and then eventually we graduated to microwave popcorn, and then she brought me a popcorn machine. So and I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, like even when I'm by myself, it's still a thing. I have themed food. Or you would think there's a whole family in here the way we're interacting, but it's just like it just makes my day special to make it special. So I'm like, yeah, when you guys have movie nights, you have little Michael Jackson popcorn buckets. As long as it's not plastic, I'm down for it. I'll buy them all.
Oh, I know. That's true. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it what happens. Like I'm just looking forward to being around other people enjoying Michael's music because that's the thing that we haven't gotten in other biopics, many of them. Not Michael. Well, yeah, I mean American Dream had the music, but other than that, you never get to enjoy the music and that's going to be an experience, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be
There,
exciting.
there's some. Well, MJ Fangirl and Randall did cover a lot of the things of this topic, but I've noticed the biopic is such a hot topic right now. Every night, you know, sometimes it's King of Pop Radio or other fans are doing lives on TikTok and stuff. So I said, you know what? Why not? Nothing really is being talked about except, well, there's other stuff, but we're not going to bring up the negative stuff. You know, beside the negative stuff, you know, there's some positive things going on. The biopic being the main one. Um, Wicked to me was good. I stress to me. I was just telling MJ Fangirl like some of the movie community was ripping them a new one over like, and I guess the issue was make it make sense, but it was based on the play in Broadway, and I guess people were like, "Well, you guys should have changed some of that," and I'm like, now, granted, people made valid points, but I liked it. But then when people brought out why they didn't like it, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of true too." But just go see it, guys.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's trailer. It's like I liked it for what it's worth. I'm going to see it again with my nephew in a few days. So I was like, it was really cool. It's kind of like parallel to like how propaganda is used to control a narrative. And so in this case, the narrative is, you know, the how the wicked witch is wicked, and we come to find out it was all propaganda and it was all to get control of her power. And since they couldn't control her power, they try to demonize her name. So it's really, it's like, I know you mentioned in your live with Randall that you love the of Wizard of Oz. I love the Wiz. We all have our favorites. I'm sure people love
Yeah.
it, but I feel like because of Wicked, it will now elevate the Wizard of Oz. Like even though you appreciate it as it was, I didn't. I was like, you need to put the black version on because I need Michael Jackson in this. Now I'm like, I really like the Wiz. Like, I mean, the Wizard of Oz. I can see how Wicked elevates that. You know?
Yeah, it's a I think it's a really great story and it helps people to get involved in like the original story and the MGM film. Like I grew up loving that. Like that's still like my favorite movie. That and Grease are my two favorite movies of all time. And so I think Wicked and the big marketing campaign that they've done like has done a lot to put the whole story in the forefront. Even The Wiz, you know, people that might not have known about that are even watching or gonna watch. Um, so I hope that speaking of Wicked, I hope that they do a big marketing campaign for this Michael movie, including merch. Like I want to see shirts at sweatshirts at Target, at Walmart, like all of them, you know, or wherever. Like I'm trying to think, Hot Topic, the normal places, but also like, can we get like themed foods? Can we get themed headphones? Can we get themed like everything?
Well, I know
Purses? I don't
for
know.
Wicked, they had special drinks at the bar. Now, I don't drink, but they also have non-drinking options, like non-alcoholic. You're right. I want that whole experience that you give to Wicked, Tron, like all the things that I've seen, there were so many enhancements for it. Wicked by far has done the best promotion I have ever seen for a movie in my life. They had a Peacock special. They were shutting down certain parts of the city. I was like, they went all out. They gave us these huge posters at the movies the other day. Huge. I was like, huh? because they're like, we know our fandom, we know there's a following. It's very niche, but they're very supportive in that way. So they gave like really nice swag boxes to strangers in New York. I was like, oh, you guys are showing love.
Wow.
And I mean, I kind of wish, because is is it a multi-billion or almost $1 billion estate in terms of how much money they generate. This would be a
Yeah.
great opportunity to give that back to the fandom. The money's there. You know, like in any way, shape, or form, you could do it by having special screenings or at the fan events, give like, great stuff, like great posters, great like things that you can't get anywhere else. Like sometimes I know Thunderbolts had a special popcorn bucket just for this one day. Now, granted, it went past that one day, but at least they were like trying to make it special. Like, hey, come this day, we got a special popcorn bucket for you. I don't know. There's ways to support, like give to the fans, and you'll still make money if that makes any sense. Because you have to spend money to get these things, but
Yeah, I think whatever they do, it has to be good for the fans, but also good for the general public to be drawn in. Because that's what I noticed. Like even when I go to Dollar Tree, they have a whole like selection of Wicked posters, all Wicked for just that movie, and they have little kids books. Like even for Wicked, they had little kids books. Like I was reading there's a brand of book called Little Golden Book. They used to sell with the gold spine. They still sell them now. And they had an Alphaba one and a Glinda one. So my daughter like knows that. We even have a toothbrush, which is crazy. Okay, I want a Michael Jackson toothbrush, just throwing that out there. But they have a toothbrush that is pink and the bristles are green. And the daytime song is popular and the nighttime song is Defying Gravity. And it sings for 2 minutes, the actual music. Like,
no.
that's amazing marketing. Like, she's like, oh, I want to see Wicked, even though she can't. I've tried to show her the original one. She's like, I don't want to watch this anymore. Like she's only 3. It's more for older people, kids. And definitely, I heard the second part is not for kids. But I say all that to say, I think they have a lot of things that they can do with Michael's story and this biopic. The other thing is, I have to be honest, I don't think that, well, not that I don't think, but I feel like the part 1 is going to be the big thing. I don't know that they will focus as much on the part 2. And you know why I say that? Because I was thinking, Michael Jackson is like a family friendly icon. They're going to want to make both parts able for kids to be able to see. Like kids go and see the musical, kids go and see MJ1. So I'm kind of struggling with trying to figure out how they're going to do that for 2 parts. I don't want what's happening now to Wicked for Good to happen to Michael. Like people are like kind of ragging saying, "Oh, this is not a good part 2, right?" We were just kind of talking about that, Trish.
Right. But I think it was unfair because it's like it's literally based on the freaking play on Broadway. So I'm trying to think one of the criticisms they had. Because I don't want to. You know what? I'll mess it up. The point is, when you guys see Wicked for Good, form your own opinion and then go look at the reviews on YouTube. But I mean, don't get it twisted. They were funny. Like, it was like, well, this doesn't make any sense. And I'm just like, dag, it's a fantasy, for crying out loud. There's a freaking Tin Man and a talking lion. There's talking animals. I don't know. I can't. But I'll leave
Yeah,
it alone
people
because I
tend
get it. Like I'm like, I get it, and it's gonna be even tougher because it's based on a real person for real. So you already know they're going to come in like, yeah, we're lasering this sucker up. So I'm like, that's what you're doing with fiction. Can you imagine? Nonfiction,
I know.
Jesus.
I'm excited though. I think it's going to be fun. And I know today we're going to talk about like our wish list of things we want
Oh
or
man.
like our things we must have, right?
For me, it's not a big list. Actually, let me just go through this real quick. It's a short presentation because we're just all about the biopic and MJ Fangirl being here. Like, hello. so so
Yay.
we're still celebrating through November. It was extended because of the Thriller Challenge. I don't have any new numbers. I need to reach out to AJ. I kind of been out of the room for a while, but because of MJ Fangirl and German in Venice, we use their stuff to feature for some of it, and then to continue with the biopic. So we're just celebrating Michael. This is not a normal time. It's supposed to be quiet time for MJ fans. It's like the busiest time we've had the whole year. The intro came from I'm sorry, TJ Milkway. I couldn't play her whole entire intro because the music started kicking in. So please follow her on TikTok if you want to see the rest and her vision of the intro of the movie. But it was a great start. I was like, yes, sis, yes. And happy birthday to Augie. Austin Brown. It's saw what they call another round around the let's say
Trip around the sun or something?
yes. And that's always a blessing, man. Like anytime God gives you another day, not alone a birthday, celebrate it. Even if you just take yourself out, make sure you're good. And of course, MJ Fangirl's our special guest. This was the video that we used to do this whole Thrilloween thing, or Thrillvember. I'm still in love with that freaking interview. I'm like, yes.
Thank you. That's cool.
And on social media, guys, don't forget to put up this post. It's a trend called "I'm not going to see Michael Jackson movie," and then you put, a picture of maybe you with Michael, or you from when you were younger with something, or something like saying like, no, this is who's going. So it's trending everywhere. I think this is really cool how someone used Brandy's picture, because she loves Michael so much. Oh, thank you for the super chat.
Oh, thank you for the super chat. Yay.
So MJ Fangirl, I'm almost sure you answered this by accident. You didn't get a chance to see the teaser in theater yet, right?
No, not yet. Even though I'm definitely going to see Wicked. And Wicked for good. Somebody, by the way, asked if it was bad. We didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm a positive too. We're just saying there are some critics giving
Like
negative reviews.
ripping a new one on this movie. I was like, I liked it. I'm going to see it again. I might even see it 3 times.
But did you see it yet? No, right?
Yeah, I saw yesterday.
Oh, you did.
I did fall asleep for some of it because I just can't stay awake. But I saw the main parts. It was really good.
Was the teaser there?
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm going to show you my clip of my embarrassing freaking reaction. Girl, I was like, daggone it, there's no fans in here. Where is that clip? All right.
That is so cool.
I said, here come Trisha making a fool of herself as always. So here we go. This is my TikTok on my reaction, seeing the freaking the hot mess. I'll just play it.
Me thinking I'd be chill. Then the Michael biopic teaser started.
Michael! I'm a fan.
I know you've been waiting a long time.
Moment would have hit even harder if other Moonwalkers were there too. Here's hoping the next showing is full of Moonwalker energy.
Yo, when I say I was so embarrassed, it was like a couple people snickered, and then the girl next to me, she goes, "I'm a fan too," and I'm like, "Well, you didn't." I was like, "You didn't say anything." It was like Michael, and it was like crickets. I was like, "Bro,
that's funny."
I might do it again, and this time I'll have my nephew to be embarrassed. I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing this every time I see the trailer.
Well, I love your energy. I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna try to go sooner than later.
I saw initially I was going to go in and then just like leave when I saw the Michael trailer, and then I was like, "Girl, you got your snacks. Just sit down." I knew I was tired though. I was so tired, and then like surprisingly, I stayed enough awake to get the gist of the movie. I said, "I liked it. I don't know why y'all bugging. Chill out."
Yeah, I'm very excited to see. Well, I'm not gonna say anything. Somebody said don't spoil it, so I'm not gonna say anything. But as a fan of the original MGM movie, I'm excited to see this one. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm like, who knows? Like I said, have your own opinion. If you like it, you don't. That's fine. And then go see what the other YouTubers are saying. Don't get it twisted. Some of his stuff was valid, but at the same time, it's a fictional story. So the stuff they were ripping people up, it was like, what?
Somebody said they went to see Wicked for Good, and the teaser wasn't there. So maybe I don't
Oh.
know if it's a US thing where they're doing that attachment to Wicked for Good. It might be, right?
I don't know. I just remember initially, and you mentioned that in your live with Randall, is like initially the rumor was it was going to premiere at Wicked. And Randall had me cracking up. He goes, "Well, I'm glad it didn't go that way because I was going to sneak in and then leave."
Right.
Um, and I mean, I booked my tickets just thinking the trailer was going to be there, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad I went on the internet first. I was like, I really wanted that fan reaction in real time. I'm like, no, I don't want it in the theater. That's weird.
And shout out to you because you were live while the poster came out, while the teaser came out. It was like for me, it was like 6 a.m. literally. I was like laying in bed watching, and I was like, you're on top of your game. So kudos to you for allowing us as fans to have a platform to like discuss it in real time. That was cool.
Well, shout out to Tori on that because Tori, even though this was the weirdest rumor that like it was a secret that everyone knew, if that makes any sense. She goes, "Can you be on standby?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I got up 3 a.m. just to make sure I didn't miss any of this. And I was just doing the the presentation, and because everybody's like, "How do you have a presentation?" I said, "Yo, Tori gave me a major heads up. Tori said she would be there." I mean, I was gonna go live regardless. I even have I will be showing my new kit, but I have a kit that has a mic, light, and everything with me 24/7 now. So it's just like I was ready for it. It's just it was better at home, and I so happily took off that day. It was like the weirdest week. I'm like, okay, like yeah, I'm off already. I was supposed to see a movie that day, though. That's why I took off, and I'm like, well, forget the movie.
Yeah, no, that was great. Like that was so fun, and so many people came and joined in. I think I even joined in for like 10 minutes.
Yes, that was. I was like, I need more videos with MJ Fangirl in here. Like you were the reason why I was so inspired to do lives. You and this guy named Theory from Star Wars Theory, because you guys have built such a community. Like you got us through the pandemic. You had the debates. We met Randall. We met Miranda the Moonwalker. We met Joey. Joey's doing so well in the Disney space right now. So you brought some really cool people to the forefront because you know this was our television back then was you guys. And so I was like, how are you doing this? How you doing the comments? I was like, and thank God you're not you share information like I did it. I was like, no way. I was so fascinated by your lives. I've never seen comments come up like that. I was like, what are you doing? How are you doing it?
It's so cool to be able to like interact with people live like this. Like it's really fun. So I'm glad that you're continuing because I haven't done them in so long, but I remember that. I remember the debates and Randall like used to host them. I wish we could do like a live debates one day.
Well, I would suck at it because I'm not like I know other things. It's so funny. I know other fandoms better than Michael, if that makes any sense. But I wouldn't mind, trying anyway. Because I'm like when Randall was talking on your thing, I'm like, this guy really knows Michael. Like really knows him. It's like he'll be like, well, this shot, and I'm like, dude, how do you know this? Tori's like that too. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I admire Tori and Randall and anyone else out there that's like a true like researcher, historian. Like I always say I'm in my historian era because I'm trying to get there this year, trying to research and trying to learn more. But they are like they're on it. Like
Right, all the time. I'm like,
this
what the
looks like
hell?
bad Wembley. I'm like, huh? How do you know that? I'm like, I didn't even know it was a bad tour.
Joey's like that too, because I remember he used to do like watch parties, and he'd be like, you could tell he just watched these videos or like these concerts over and over again. And I'm like, I only saw Wembley like that over and over again. No other concert. Like the one that's
Yeah.
actually on DVD, but some fans, like especially Joey, he will watch every version. I'm sure Randall's the same. Every version of every. I'm like, what?
Yeah. You know what though? MJJ Anonymous is kind of like that too, where he will know like certain, especially for the history tour, which I don't really watch very much, but he'll know like, oh yeah, this is I think Munich or this or that. So it's interesting. In fact, today he was showing me a TikTok of Michael doing an interview for the Destiny tour. And we were in the car, he was like, did you know that Jackie's wife at the time in the late 70s made their costumes for the Destiny tour? I was like,
What?
no. I was like, how do you know that? So it's so fun to see like what everyone's interests are and like where everybody gets their information. Like it's really cool. I appreciate it. I love the fandom.
I do, and I love every form of it. I mean, every version of a fan is valid, except for toxic. If you're toxic, not to be funny, work on yourself. And this is coming from a toxic person. Like, you have to work on you to be the person that you need to be for your family, community. I'm not being funny when I'm saying this, but like some of the fans take some of their issues and they put it into the fandom, and it's not the good issue, like the good stuff. Work on you. Like,
yeah.
In my year of being quiet, I realized like you need to work on you to keep some of that toxic energy out of certain areas of your life. You just gotta own that you're the problem sometimes. So just throw it out there. Toxic fans, get help. We all can change. This is coming from someone that's working on being less toxic. But
I know we're all working on ourselves.
Right, like, child, sometimes love y'all, but please don't bring weird energy to the fandom. It's such a beautiful group of fans. I'm part of several fandoms. My favorite, and I'm not saying that because I'm here, it is the Moonwalkers. It's just something about us, so whimsical, so talented, so gifted, so protective. Like, you guys are fighters. Y'all can just name so many qualities of Moonwalkers. But if there's some toxic stuff about you, just for you, work on you. It's not a bad thing. Oh, this is a warning, because we are going to start getting into some of the comments. I started as much as I could as we were talking. Randall brought up a very beautiful point about what the biopic will not be. So I thought we would play a really good clip that came from your YouTube channel, because I'm like, he kind of nailed what it's not going to be. So before we form our wish list, let's take this PSA from Randall himself, from MJ Fangirl. You already know where this is going. I was
know.
it was a good point. Here we go, y'all.
Don't get insufferable, MJ fans. I just want to clip this real quick and just say, before we get started, this movie is not for us. This movie is for the general public. So if you are the type of person that'll be like, oh, they didn't put January 27th, 1984 in here. This is supposed to happen. He didn't have the red shirt. He had a blue shirt. Get out the theater. Like, get up, get off of the computer, go touch some grass, because this is for the people that do not live in this community every day like we do.
Yes.
Please get a grip. That's my spiel. We off it. All right.
Yes, I would say mic drop, but we need the mics to continue this commentary.
All right, grass touchers. Randall's right, and I think that was an important point to make, because sometimes Moonwalkers especially are so big on certain things that we will ruin those things, right? Jafar, Michael Jackson's nephew, Jermaine's son, is in here. Prince Jackson was on this, and other family members is part of this. So we're going to come knowing this was not made for us, but this was made for the general public to bring some highlight. I would say highlighting Michael Jackson's career. I don't think we're going to get the biopic that we wanted, to be honest. I think the one we wanted was the one that got scrapped, my opinion.
Yes. I have to agree with you, because that one was the one that was going to tell a little bit more of the story of Michael as a human being, dealing with the allegations and that kind of stuff, trying to clear his name. But if they're not able to do that, then it's going to be more for the general public. But I do agree with some King Michael 3486 said they have things in there for the super fan. Yes, I agree with that too. Like certain details, right? They're very detail oriented. They're very specific about, showing us, like, they're going to show us Dodger Stadium, the last show of the victory tour, like that kind of thing. In another biopic, they might pretend like it happened someplace else, but here they're keeping true to those certain facts, which is what I'm excited about.
Yeah, and I love how you pointed out, like, you were excited and then you weren't excited, and then this came out and then there was a resurgence. I think I agree with you in the sense of, I lost my excitement when I realized we weren't getting the biopic that we were promised. You know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, so we can't talk about a lot of stuff now? Like, what's going on?
Mhm.
Now it's like, okay, I'm at a headspace where it's like, you know what? It's about reminding people what made Michael Jackson so great. And I could just tell by the teaser reaction that this proves he's still great.
Yeah,
Like, there's so
definitely.
many normies or people that you could tell took a time out and said, "I'm back." Like, it was almost like when Michael died and there was that big resurgence for Michael Jackson. There was an outpouring, like, this was this again, but not around a sad situation. It was like, "Oh, this is cool." Like,
Yeah, you know what though? Like I agree with you. I think the general public reaction is really cool. Like I love that people are like talking about going and dressing up and people are going to be in there singing and um just having a really good time at the movie, celebrating Michael, and I think people wanna do that, like, people wanna celebrate Michael. He's been such a big part of so many of our lives and continues to be, like, even, like, for the next generation, kids, like, there's kids out there that love Michael Jackson that are him for Halloween, like, my daughter loves Thriller, like, I'll send you a clip later, Trish, of my daughter, like, dancing to the Thriller
oh,
video, like, she loves it, like, I will try to play a cartoon version of it. She's like, "No, I wanna hear Michael Jackson." Like, so he is very important to a lot of people, and I think this is gonna give a lot of people the opportunity to celebrate him and forget about the nonsense, and that even though we're not gonna get the nitty-gritty and the truth about who he is, that I think is something, of value.
yeah. I think, like, Randall setting that up is bringing it back because so far the fandom has been so good, to be honest. I'm so proud of us. Um, but I know because we're part of this fandom, it can go left really quick. It kind of was some of the criticisms with the teaser I thought was somewhat unfair and cruel because it was just like, okay, now we're nitpicking. What are we doing? What are we doing? Again, this is not any actor. This is Jafar Jackson. And I don't mean like, oh, you can't say something mean, but just make it make sense. Like initially I even had because I'm live, I had a reaction that I kind of wish that I didn't have, but of course that was my real reaction. It is what it is. But it's just like, I have expectations. I'm saying, you know what, let's lower them down just a little bit because even Paris Jackson warned us, it's not it's not going to be what you guys think it will be.
Right.
It's going to be, I think we got warnings. Just like, hey guys, granted she's not like part of the main project anymore. What she was exposed to, she was like, nah, dogs, this ain't it. All right, well, thanks for the warning. Like, it's like,
Well, I'll be honest with you though, like her criticism of it did kind of make me be like, "Oh, well, I don't even want to see it now." Because she kind of did that thing where she was like, "This could be for a certain sector of fans that like
mm,
fantasy or something like that." I forgot how she said it, but I was like, I felt like that was a little
like a
like
jab to the fandom.
yeah, and I was like, "Am I part of that?" Like, I mean, everything that I know about Michael Jackson is fantasy because I didn't even meet the man. Like, I would have loved to, but I don't really know him. Everything that I know, I can't say is reality because it's not my reality. I haven't met him. Everything that I hear is secondhand.
That's true.
So, like, how am like, so I was like, "You know what? I guess I will believe in the fantasy because I haven't seen anything different." But I think that's part of what she wanted to happen maybe too, is to show a different side
The
that they
real
didn't
side. We've
yeah.
gotten so much of the PR version of not even Michael, but the entire family. I kinda wish we just got the real, not the real, just a different side, and hopefully in this biopic that is on my wish list, that I would get something of substance. There's always been that Motown Machine PR version of Michael, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, it's a biopic. Can we get, like, some Freddie Murphy grit? Like, something to like, "Oh, I didn't know that." That's
Yeah.
what I'm hoping, just something. It doesn't have to be, like you said, the bad stuff. It still has to be kid friendly, like, but I don't know.
I think I think they're gonna have to show some of his real personality in some way, shape, or form. They're gonna have to like Randall says, like they're gonna have to dramatize like his life and show his real emotions and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna be in for a treat when we see the next teaser or the trailer because it'll be like more of the acting. And I think that's what when we're all gonna be like, okay, that's gonna make or break. But I think, you know what, in all these movies, once you watch it a bunch of times, like when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Ah, this is not Michael. Like that's not Michael." You know, I won't lie to you. Like that's how I felt the very first time I watched it, and I watched it again and again and again, and then I bought into it, and I was like, okay, this is my like. You know, when you watch a biopic, you get into it, and you're like, okay, this is the person. So I think that's gonna happen for me too. But it's funny because people wanted. I got a lot of comments, Trish, and I don't know if I told you this on my channel, like several of people filing grievances because I didn't do a reaction, like a reaction video.
Oh,
And
wow.
we did like a commentary, like a day later commentary. I don't think that a reaction video for me would have been good because it wasn't watching Michael. You know what I mean? Like, so even though this is a biopic, it took me time to process and understand and appreciate it too. I if anybody would have seen my first reaction, like you said, I don't know. Like they might have been like, "What, MJ fangirl?"
Well, I remember I was excited, but there was that scene where it ended with him with the off the wall headphones. Now, for some reason, my thought was Michael needs to be a little darker. Like this is stupid that was my thought, but that was my thought. So I was like, and
Mm,
then other fans were getting on the whole nose thing. Listen, y'all, representing the wide nose community because I have a wide nose. That's a form of if you're black, it's a form of I forget what it's called when black people do that. But it's a bad thing when you demonize people for their features. Be proud because sometimes
yeah,
European people have like, more European features like from Europe itself, or sometimes people are like me with more African features. All forms of beauty is beautiful. So representing the wide nose, Wakanda forever noses, like, especially in the black community, surprisingly, there's more hate with that than any community. It's like we need to
true.
embrace our complexions, our noses, our fuller lips, like it's weird. Like I have a lot of light skinned friends and they get demonized for being too light. Like we need to make this make sense.
Yeah,
That
there's a
and
lot
then
of
I have
that.
one sibling that's dark and people demonize them for being too dark. And I'm like, now for people that are not black, because we need to explain the culture since there was a culture issue in the community. Um, all forms of blackness is beautiful. There's no such thing as good or bad hair or good or bad noses. Just embrace all forms of blackness or whiteness or Asianness or whatever, because every community has some level of self-hate. But I feel like black people, it's worse. For some reason, we get demonized a little bit differently, and it just shouldn't be. Cause I was just like, child, from someone coming from Michael Jackson family features, some people are and still, were and are still hard on me because I'm like, well, what I'm gonna do? Get a nose job? I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I like my nose. Like, I mean, if you want to get a nose job, there's nothing wrong with that either. But I just say all that, like, don't demonize people for having prominent features from where they're really from. So
Right.
everybody
And
was getting hard on the Jafar nose for off the wall. And I'm like, that's Michael's nose. What are we talking about?
I know. When I first saw it, I was like, "Wait, what?" But at the same time, if you really think about it, this is a part of Michael's life, that plastic surgery and making his nose smaller. So they have to show progression. They're probably gonna have a scene later on where it's gonna be a little smaller and a little smaller. And I mean, it's reality. That's like his life, right? Like that's a fact that he had those plastic surgeries. So I think that's probably why they went so large to show a progression of it getting
No, but
smaller.
someone showed it's really very similar to his nose. And it's just don't get it
Mm,
twisted. I wanted surgery for my nose forever because I'm one of the few that has this nose. Like my mom is African and Native Indian, but her family favors Native Indians a lot. Like they have this super long hair and they're just completely different looking. So the point is, you're being compared to these cousins with these features and you don't have those features. So I'm like, it took me almost my whole life to be where I am about my features because it's just like, and again, if you want to get surgery, that's not a bad thing either. But I'm just saying, understand your why. If you're getting surgery, are you doing it for others or if you're doing it for you? Like that's the only thing I say. I'm like, it's not wrong to get plastic surgery, but it's wrong if you're trying to please others. Make sure it's for you and you know what I'm saying, like yourself. So if I ever
Right.
decide to get a nose job, it's just because like I, whatever. But I'm like, no, I'm like, I so get why Michael got his nose, because like people demonize those African features, and that's not cool. It's like,
Yeah, and
what are you
it's
doing?
yeah, and we have to think about the time that he was in. I think a lot of us, and I tend to do this too because I grew up in the 90s and 2000s, but Michael grew up in the 60s and 70s. So that was a whole different era. It was a whole different type of assimilation that a lot of artists had to do. He was the Jackson 5 were kind of like at the beginning of like really, that like afros and embracing the Afrocentrism, but at the same time there were a lot of still pressures with the industry, so he had to do that, or he chose to do that, and that's a part of his story. So I think we're gonna see how this plays out. I know that they're gonna be using CGI. I heard from a little birdie that they're gonna be using CGI to help Jafar along, but I'm excited because I think that like we said a million times already, Jafar is going to do his best to embody somebody that was not only, an icon to the world, but also a beloved family member. So I think that's going to be really special. The voice sounds just like Michael. The laugh sounds like Michael. So I'm excited. Well, CGI. Sorry, I don't want to make you guys freak out. It's just a little bit, like a little bit of CGI to help.
Yeah. It's a complicated project. I told you if they offered me millions, I still wouldn't take this project. It's so complicated because Michael changed physically like no other. And you still have to tell a story, and you have the fans, and you got to deal with the normies. There's so much pressure to get this right from so many different directions. So I'm like, oh, I'm not touching this. Like, I'm actually went to film school for this, and I'm like, it's too hard. Like it's too
Yeah.
hard. I think they got the right person. I think Jafar is literally the perfect person. Similar cadence, like you said, the voice. He got the voice down, the laugh. Um,
And
I'm
his
excited
family.
for at least for the main person. Like, I'm like, okay, we like the actor. Next, we like the
Yes.
story.
Yeah. So I want to know, like, so what's your wish list of, do you have a wish list of music or like a certain scene? Is this your wish list here?
No, that was just me with my bootleg CGI.
Oh, okay, okay. I was like, huh.
Honestly, to be honest, my wish list is to get the biopic that they said we were going to get, and the legal, like I wanted to see the good and the bad of Michael. So and I'm like, even being on social media, and I love that now social media content creators are showing themselves on stage, but then you'll see them at their real jobs loading up like luggage on the airplane. Like, I feel like everyone, Michael Jackson big time, has a highlight reel. Who is Michael Jackson off that stage? That's the person I want to see. We've seen some of it in, I think it's something Neverland. Was it
Searching for Neverland?
Searching for Neverland. We did see some of the darker times of Michael's life, that was great to see. But since you're focusing mainly on his earlier years, then I want to see the earlier year version of that,
Right. Like how was Michael before going on Motown 25? Was he nervous? Was he trying to hype himself up? Was he silent? Like when he got off the stage and he was upset that he didn't nail the toe stand, like did he cry? Did he lock himself in a room and stay in there until Fred Astaire called? Like, show us the drama of what happened. Like, I want to feel like I was a fly on the wall, and I want to feel like I know him a little bit better, but I don't know if we're going to get that. I will say this. For me, my number one wish is that this be a gateway to Michael Jackson for the world, to understand more of who he was as a person. Because like I and people that watch my channel have seen me do this. I actually did a video with a couple of Elvis fans like early this year, maybe February or March, because I had seen the Elvis biopic and I had never cared about Elvis. I had never cared at all, like at all. And my grandma loved Elvis. My uncle loves Elvis. My dad was always like, oh, you should listen to Elvis too. Like he got some good hits. And I was like, no, thank you. One day I watched the biopic and I was like, oh, I want to learn more about him. And I don't even listen to his music really. I wanted to learn more about him and I was fascinated by him and his story. And I've gone on to read tons of books about him. And now I'm like, you know what? I understand the hype. And I want other people that don't know much about Michael to understand the hype and to understand what we understand about him in the same way that I think I was introduced to a new artist. And that's what I want because this is not going to be the be all end all. It's not going to be a documentary, right? But this is going to be a way for people to say, you know what? Dang, that movie's over. You know, there's going to be a scene where it flips from Jafar to Michael, the real Michael in the end. I want them to crave learning more. That's what I want.
That's really good point. I haven't seen Elvis yet. Me and Tori are working on a series of biopics that you guys have chosen for us to show before the biopic. Elvis is definitely like top. Everybody's like, no, you guys see that one. You guys see that one.
Oh, do you guys have a list? Is it private or are you guys sharing it or not yet? I want to know.
Let me see. I know I have some of it in my notes. Hopefully, my laptop. I know offhand it's Elvis, Bohemian Rhapsody, and then Tori brought up one about Milli Vanilli. Just offhand, I think we said 7 because it was Michael's lucky number, but I think we're gonna go way more than 7. I'm like, I think it's just a good learning tool. I know Selena was on the list.
Yes, that would be great. Oh my gosh, I was just watching the new Netflix documentary about Selena.
Oh, okay.
It's about her and her family group, which is really good. It's a real documentary. It's like including her family and her husband and her widow or her husband when she passed, you know. It's a really good documentary, and that's another thing. I feel like when we get this movie out, there's going to be documentaries out about the real Michael because people are going to be looking for more.
You know what people want, and I hope that comes out. So there are 2 documentaries people are looking forward to. The one by Taj Jackson, and I think Popcorn Planet is working on one as well. So we're hoping to do the March with Michael campaign again, just teaching normies and fans the evidence that has been presented showing Michael's innocent, because there has been some attacks on my page since the whole biopic trailer. Not a lot, but there are people who even in my real life, they still think Michael Jackson's guilty. So I'm hoping those documentaries come out next year as well.
By the way, thank you for the super chat. I just saw somebody give us.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Fred Astaire said it perfectly. What makes Michael great is his own style and his own originality. Yes. Thank you for the chat and the statement. You're right. Yeah.
I like this. Somebody said even the Jacksons movie was inaccurate. The King Michael 383486, but we still see it as a classic. That's true. I mean, we can't. Hey, it's not going to be a play-by-play of every single moment in their life. It's to introduce you to the gist of it, right? So I agree.
We did cover Square One and Loving That. So this year, I'm sorry, Jen and I worked on that project. I had to leave some of it because something happened in that time frame, but she kept like running so many documents. We will definitely, especially in March, bring this up again. It's going to be a month before the biopic. Some fans are not even aware of the evidence because you just can't say Michael's innocent. You need to be like, hey, Square One, Loving Neverland, this, that, like tell these people this is where this information is at. I don't get mad at people for thinking he's guilty. For crying out loud, the smear campaign on Michael's legacy in 2019 was epically diabolical. There was clearly an agenda being done. Because I was like, y'all are funny. First of all, he passed away like what, almost 2 decades. It was so ridiculous. And then you didn't bring any new evidence. Then there were so many inaccuracies, but because there was so many big people behind that, I said, there's something going on to this. We don't know what that is, but there was clearly more to the story. And the fans like picked that apart, like, no, this doesn't make sense. This is a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. And the next thing you know, they had to take it down. But it came at a lot of people believing that he was guilty, though. There was a consequence to it. That was the whole point, to smear his legacy. But then again, I bring this up all the time because it's like I research multiple things. There are legit monsters in Hollywood. Corey Feldman talks about these monsters all the time, and nobody will even blink an eye when be like, well, I can have evidence on this person. Oh, Corey, just be quiet. You know, it's like, wait,
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, and I think what someone said in the chat is true. Like going down that rabbit hole of the allegations, it would be nice if they're able to clear it, but since they're not going to be able to show anything about that, I do think that showing key things about Michael's personality and maybe certain things about people that he was around or his tendencies to be around people that didn't have his best interest in mind will kind of leave the audience with a certain thing in their minds about him, you know? So yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Someone said, I said it before and I'll say it again. Elvis biopic is the biggest cover up ever. They twisted every negative thing he did as an act of desperation, as if he didn't want to do it, but he had to. You know what though? I will say a lot of people don't like that movie because a lot of fans they feel like it makes him look like he's weak, like he was under the influence of his manager and he was made to do everything and he had no choice. So I really hope they don't do this to Michael because he already has that they already have that like thing about Michael out there. Like he's Peter Pan, he just goes with the flow and things happen to him and not because he does it intentionally and not because he plans and works his behind off. So I hope they show Michael the businessman.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Tiff. Oh man, we're this is an honor to have this convo with you. And I'm like, when I said MJ Fangirl was like last minute, she goes, I got this, sis. Because I was like, what? It was literally a last minute thought. And I'm just like, because we always say we're going to collab together, just never happens.
I know.
I'm like, we got to do this. Time is slipping. Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, you know what though? When we do get together in person, we have to do an in-person video. Like we have to. That would be so fun.
There's a huge chance I'll be in Cali next year because George Lucas has a museum coming out in September. And there's certain things I want to do. There's a Mario movie coming out, so I want to go to Nintendo. So I have to be there for outside of the Jackson stuff, like go down there. I also want to see my cousins and my uncle. I haven't seen them in a while. So you know, like I said, I did what I had to do so I could be positioned better. I still have a few months of sacrifice to get where I need to go, but I think the hard work is definitely paying off. Thank you, Jesus. And people are starting to take notice. And I'm like, thank you. Retail's dying, y'all. It's so dead at my job. It's almost like I'm always like, is the store open? It's November. Where are the customers? So it's like I gotta pour my energy somewhere else. My job is dying.
You know, it's tough out there. It's tough for everyone, and a lot of sales are down for a lot of big companies. I mean, we know that there was a big Target boycott, and a lot of people think that didn't affect him. But as someone who works indirectly with Target, it definitely did. Like one of the retailers that I work with for my company, like they have been seeing sales down a lot. So I think people are just trying to conserve their money, and you know, hopefully we'll have a better day coming up soon. And we all should at least be able to go see the movie once. We can all save up for that. $1 a day. It will give us more than one ticket if we can save that much. They're going to do this in IMAX. You're going to have this in the regular theaters. Who knows? They may even do like a sing-along version like they did for Wicked. Why not?
It might actually, I don't know if that slide's in here. No. So there was a slide saying there's supposed to be some sing-along screenings. I pray to God that's true. Because in New York, most of the screens I go to, First of all, people of color, why don't we go to the theaters more often? So culturally, black and white people go to the theaters completely different. And so it's rare I see anybody like me in the theater at all. And I say that because culturally, I find that a lot of white people prefer it to be really quiet. And I will respect people's way of seeing things. Black people are so extra in the movies. We're laughing, we're doing stuff, singing Michael, like what? That's us. So it's just like, oh, you have to read the room. So I said, I'm probably going to be in Harlem for a lot of screenings just so I could have the culture of how we watch movies. If I wanted to really like dig in the freaking movie, I'll wait till it streams or go on Netflix or something. I'm here for the extra sauce, the hot sauce of going to the movies. But since I've been going to the movies all the time, it's rare anyone says anything loud. And it's not, I guess there's nothing wrong with that, but this is a Michael movie. I'm not trying to sit there and like we're in a New Jersey concert, just sitting down now, like enjoying myself. So I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes culturally things are different. Movie experiences is one of them, and I'm like, ooh. So I where I go, it's very quiet all the time. I go to 34th Street, I go to 42nd Street, I go to 62nd Street. I go to Harlem once in a while. But I think for Micah, you're gonna see me at 125th, like Mama say, Mama. That's how because every Michael movie I go to Harlem. It's like, listen, the fans be dancing in the aisles in Harlem. I said, I want that Wiz experience, like we're in Emerald City. Like,
I love that.
I don't find one or two conservative sittings, but I'm going to Harlem.
I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I will say that I feel like because Michael's music is in there, you're gonna get a lot of interaction.
I hope so. I'm hoping it's what's that movie? Everyone, Minecraft, and everybody's like chicken jockey. Like, don't throw the popcorn. But I'm hoping we could be right like that. Like I'm like, what? No way. I want to experience it in a moonwalker energy. Moonwalkers, black or white, are very extra. I'm here for it.
Yes.
But there is a movie culture in New York that's very conservative. Because I've been in the movie culture now for like 5 months. I've noticed it is keep your mouth shut. Like I was like, oh. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I said there's going to be clashes with moonwalkers and the movie purists. So at least I know where not to go. If that makes any sense. I was like, well, we're not going to that theater, and we're not going nothing on the east side. You've been warned. Everything east side is conservative. You have to come more on the west side, like, if you want some level of interaction here.
I want to know from people in the chat, is there a certain like song that you want to see done live? Like I know where they're going to do the reenactment of Motown 25. They're going to do Thriller. Is there anything that you are looking forward to specifically that they do live? Like even from the Jackson 5 era. And I'll go first.
Go for it.
love I'm like, this is a question for everybody, but it's also because I want to share. I really want to see them do like a Jackson's song live, like a Shake Your Body Down to the Ground or Enjoy Yourself. That kind of carefree era of like young adult Michael, older teenage Michael, I just love. And so I hope they can do that well. Because we haven't seen Jafar with an afro really, like we did kind of when he was doing that last scene of the biopic, but I'm talking about like teenage Michael, 18, 19-year-old Michael, like how they gonna, well, I guess this is around that age, but still, you guys, I want to see like Jackson's era Michael. How they gonna play that off?
Well, there was a spark Michael had in that era too, right? This is like, if you look at Michael's live performance and stuff from the era, you could tell he loved it more. It didn't seem more such a burden. He wasn't as famous yet either.
Right.
So, like I noticed there's a different, especially like the off the wall energy, and he's just getting to that the curly hair, and I'm like, it just seemed he just seemed lighter, like a lighter, happier Michael. Because you see Michael's personality slowly declining over decades. You could tell the fame was getting to him, and I'm sure there's stuff going on behind the scenes with record labels and managers and stuff. You could tell all that stuff was getting to him, as it should. I mean, He was
Yeah,
treated so inhumane. I'm surprised he got this far, and that because I was like, y'all
so
were
true.
harsh with him in general. Plus, family dynamics. Him, him suddenly leaving his brothers. How did that impact? And then you brought a good point up in your life that what is the dynamic with his siblings? Like,
Yeah.
I
It's
never
such a
got the
mystery.
impression they have a normal dynamic. I think they had, and then they didn't. And that's even mentioned even in Janet Jackson's documentary. Like, it changed for Thriller. She said things started changing. So
Like, I want them to show that. Like, these are things that are important to see. Actually, it's interesting because I would talk to my dad about the American Dream movie. This is years ago. I was telling him how much I liked the American Dream movie, and he was like, he said, that revealed stuff that we never knew about the Jacksons. Now, this could be him because he is a fan, but he wasn't like online or going to fan events and communities or anything like that, right? He said that to him growing up, like the Jacksons were like this picture perfect black family, like for them to look up to, and they look like their lives were perfect. Everybody wanted to be them or be their siblings. They didn't know that they were getting beatings behind the scenes, or
yeah.
that they were going through tumultuous times, or that they experienced any hardships. He had no idea. So like the miniseries, I think, showed a way different side of the Jacksons that I grew up just knowing already. But I think for people previously that didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, it was like, whoa. So I hope for this movie, there's something that they're going to bring to me as a fan who has researched Michael and talked to a lot of people who knew him and been a fan for many, many years. What are they going to show me that I'm going to be like, wow, that's going to give me an appreciation more for him. Um, so that's what I'm looking for.
I totally agree with everything you said because I was just like I said, they've always been that PR perfect family, and we know from certain books and stuff, it wasn't like that. But it's like, oh man, is this going to be a PR fluff thing? And I'm like, more likely, yeah. But I'm hoping we get something of substance.
Yes. Sorry, I'm looking now at the people in the comments. They're
Right.
talking about their songs that they want to see.
All right. Let me go up. I think it said I missed 45 comments. There we go. There we'll just start there. The minute I start seeing songs. MJ Fangirl's good at getting engagement. So she goes, wait a minute, Trisha. You might want to look at the chat.
No, it's all good. I'm
No,
just like
you're right though. It's like, wait a minute. This is one of my favorite songs. It wasn't it was when I was younger. But lately, like when I hear that song, it gives me goosebumps. I don't know why I have this thing with human, or how you say the YY song. It's like,
yeah,
I love that song. I'm here for anything bad era. Yes. Why don't we
absolutely.
talk about 2300 Jackson Street? I love that song actually. But I have a feeling the brothers and the siblings are not going to be a huge feature. My gut.
I think so too.
Multiple reasons for that, but Dream was a great song, most underrated Jackson song. I can't wait to see this soundtrack, man. And I hope they do like those mashups, like how the trailer had, because I'm like, I get it. I keep forgetting they're making it for the general public. So let me just figure out what I'm going to say. Because I was like, yeah, let's do mashups. And I'm like, wait a minute, they making this for us. They're making it for the general public.
No, but you're right, Trish, because they have that Cirque du Soleil soundtrack that has all
I
those
love.
mashups. That's so good. They're gonna have a biopic tr- um what you call it soundtrack.
Heck yeah.
So I hope they do. I really hope that the merch is on point. I hope that the marketing is on point. And I hope
The
that
story's
we
on point.
yes. And I will see because there's a lot of things going on outside of the movie that are, you know, kind of making me go, I'm getting nervous, but I think it's going to be a really good experience for all of us. And we're going to have to very much prepare for new fans. Okay. So be ready, everybody. Brand new people that don't know anything that think that the biopic is the truth. So we have to be ready to, I would think, try to accept everybody who's new, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go to that movie and walk out changed and like a different person. And I'm not even lying. Like I was talking earlier about those Elvis girls. Shout out to them because they're so sweet. They're really sweet fans of another fandom that I think MJ fans would love to watch because they're fun on YouTube. But one of the girls watched the Elvis movie. She was never an Elvis fan. She watched it and she came out a changed woman. Like now, this is her main hobby. She ended up purchasing real estate in Memphis.
No
Like,
way.
yeah, she owns an Airbnb there and purchased real estate to help the city of Memphis, and also goes to Graceland like 6 times a year, stays out there for weeks at a time. Like, and she never cared about Elvis before, but this is like her main hobby now, and like it enriches her life. And I think a lot of people are going to find that connection to Michael Jackson the same way she did to her artist. So I'm excited for that because I'm like, come on, come over to the glittery side, not the dark side, but the sequence side, the rhinestone side.
Oh man. I mean, actually grew up with Elvis because of my babysitters. I actually liked his stuff, but I never thought maybe seeing Elvis biopic might change. So I don't see myself ever being a super fan, but I do respect his legacy. And honestly, and y'all might come for me for this, but here we go. Elvis is the blueprint of super fandom and death. He came first.
Yes.
Graceland, if you see how much that they generate, bruh. But Michael has openly admired Elvis and his legacy and Graceland and all this other stuff. He married his daughter. Like the list goes on and on. The connections to Elvis and Michael. Michael studies the greats and becomes greater. It's nothing wrong with that. So, but you also got to give flowers to Elvis for what influence he had on Michael in that way. And it's interesting.
Yeah.
Their death legacy is powerful. Like those are two powerful people in death. So it's just like whether you love Elvis or not, that's not what we're saying. We're just saying like they touch people, both Elvis and Michael, in that way. So
Right. Yeah, and I think when you watch the biopic, you'll see what I mean about it being a gateway, because even though, like I said, I can't say that I'm a fan. I think I'm interested, and I think that this is going to do the same thing for Michael, or more, because people probably know Michael more. Michael's more of a family, fam-friendly guy. So a lot of people introduce him to their kids when they're really young. So kids know him already, whereas Elvis, people might be 12 or 13 before they even give him a chance, Whereas Michael is just he's different. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. And I really appreciate all the people in the chat.
Yeah, like this is the first time we cannot get through all this. This is a good tip though, because for those who are in Cali, they're saying that might be the meetup place. So that's a good tip right there. Thank you, iBoogie. I honestly agree with that. I think Jafar is going to carry this on his back. The only thing I think that can mess this up is the actual story itself. Because everyone has concerns. I will not get into concerns until we see the biopic. I'm not going to be negative Nancy in this situation. We're going to play the biopic, but I'm telling you right now, if something's off, you're going to hear my mouth.
Do you think this is one of my last things, because I do have to go pretty soon, you guys, in a couple minutes. But I wanted to ask, do you guys think that the real trailer will come out before the end of the year, or you think it'll come out like Super Bowl weekend? Because that'll be like
I'm hoping Super Bowl weekend. How about you?
I think you're right. As much as I want it like now, I think 2.5 months ahead of time is more realistic for what they'll do. And I want like a 2-minute, 3-minute trailer. I don't know what trailers usually are, but I'm really excited. I'm excited for us to be able to have this event. And oh yeah, Miguel asked that same question. Yeah, we don't know.
In terms of now, if you're going to give us 2 trailers, right? then one can come out now. We don't care. But something should be special for the Super Bowl. Because I felt like when they released it on the 6th of November, you couldn't do it one more day. You couldn't push your meeting to the 7th just to have that Michael Jackson Easter egg, like, yeah, November 7th. And it would be a better day. It was a Friday. But you didn't go that route. Fine. You dropped the ball on that one. So let's try it again. Something has to be on the Super Bowl. It's Michael changed Super Bowl culture. We need a special commercial that day.
You know what? You're right. He is very significant to that. I'm looking forward to that. I hope that that's true. Although I would love to be able to do something again before the end of the year to talk about the biopic. Because this was super fun. Well, let me see. The biopic needs to get 95% of things right. Oh, I know.
I don't think we're even gonna get 50% right. I mean, 100%. Rand's award. Do we have to play a clip? I was like, I'm telling you, he said what he said because he knows how we are.
Right.
Touch grass. Be good with this. This is not for us. This is to let the world to know how great Michael was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at peace with it.
Thank you, Miss Lisa. We got another super chat.
Shut up. Y'all is so cool. Oh, ladies, let's sit back and enjoy. Movies and biopics can cover everything. I appreciate you, ladies. Keep up the good work. You make this 65-year-old. Oh, thank you.
Yay.
And there's another one, right? No. Okay, we're good. Woo.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, everybody, because I'm like, child, it's been an interesting year. I'm never going to say a bad year because I've had a bad year. So when you have a bad year, you know never to call something a bad year unless it's really bad. But it's been a challenging year. It's like, Lord, everything happens for a reason. Did you guys notice some of the song written down on the board? Yes, I do appreciate it. There's a couple of people who did like Easter eggs. Definitely check those kind of posts out. I think overall we're going to be happy if we take Randall's advice. That's what I want to say. I think it's going to be good, and maybe part 2 can get down to maybe more nitty-gritty stuff because things change once we get into the 90s. I think the PR piece is going to be part 1, not to be funny.
Sorry, I was trying to type in the chat saying like, you guys rock. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That's fun. Yo, listen, she don't play. She's like, I'm gonna find a way to get in here. Like I work in stock, and whenever I want to see certain YouTubers, I'm like, hey guys, gotta do stock, and you see me disappear just so I can be in lives.
I love it. I love watching YouTube. Like I used to never use Bluetooth speakers, but now I have the one little earbud, the Raycon one.
Oh, okay.
And
I remember they sponsored you once, right?
They did, and nobody watched the video. And I have to realize that that's part of why I don't do brand deals anymore right now, because they kind of want you to be like within their. I don't know. I don't think it's my strong suit. I did a few of them, and I realized, you know what? I don't think this is my strong suit. But I want to do more. Maybe in the future I'll be able to do more, and I'll figure out a good angle. Because nobody watched that video, but I did get the headphones for free, and I watched.
I think in your case, and I'm not glazing you. Like I say this with all sincerity, I'm hoping that people start coming up to you. You have been such a foundation to what the MJ community became because one, you make content when everybody's quiet. And then you keep things going, and you've inspired us. That you keep people like me from quitting and people to start. And so it's like, this is 1 year. Hi, like someone needs to like give this girl her flowers in real time. And you're positive, you're not toxic. Like someone had asked earlier, what makes a toxic fan or environment? I'll just use myself. I don't mind throwing myself out there. So you guys know I go through a lot of personal trauma with death and stuff. If you are at a, let's say, Hill Los Angeles event, do not tell somebody, oh, I lost my dog today and start crying. It is not the time to do that. You will bring that trauma to this person because they're going to feel sorry for you guys. You know, moonwalkers are sensitive people. And it's like, that's not the time to do that. Now, thank God I've never done that, but that has been done to me. So like, that's a form of being toxic. Don't bring that at an event. If you don't like somebody in the fandom, don't be like, and I'll just use MJ Fangirl because she knows I love her to death. So I'm not gonna go up to Tori and be like, oh my God, don't talk to MJ Fangirl. Like, let's not do this.
Right. It happens though.
But that brings toxicity. Now, if someone's a con artist, and we do have that, then that needs to be a private conversation between you and your fellow moonwalker friends. Like, don't give such and such money, they're not going to provide services for you. But not at an event, and then everyone's doing that mean girl, mean boy thing. That's toxic. And don't liking fans for not liking certain eras. Well, bad's better than, who cares? This is your opinion.
Right.
And
I agree with that because when I started the channel, like I've always said, like I love the Jackson 5 era and I love the Jacksons and I do that content, but I'd never try to like force it down people's throat. I'm like, you guys should listen to it, but if you don't, that's up to you. We just have to be accepting and of each other and be positive as much as we can because hey, Michael has been gone for quite some time now. It's been 16 years more, going on longer. So I think we need to appreciate or we should appreciate that his name's still out there and we're still getting projects, like stuff to get excited about. So I appreciate that. I appreciate Michael for all the sacrifice and the work that he put in, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to still celebrate and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Oh, I know.
Funny. Up jab, but you ain't wrong.
I know.
Without saying names, I just think the person's misinformed. And the word I was looking for when Black people don't like certain features of Black people, it's called colorism. It stems from slavery. They would put lighter slaves in the house and ones who look more white-like, and the darker ones would be in the field. And it's a way to divide us. Like, do not do this anymore. Like, it's 2025. It's okay to be light-skinned. It's okay to be dark-skinned. It's okay to have a wide nose. It's okay to have a little nose. But especially in our own community, like, the self-hate thing has to stop. Like, we already have hate in other cultures, but if we hate ourselves, we're letting the oppressors from many, many years ago still oppress us. Like, don't do that. Like, it happens even in Asian culture. Same thing. People are being demonized for having eyes that are too almond-like or too wide. Like, love yourself and love the features that your culture brought you. Like, it's so bad when we do that, like really bad. I know with white people, it's blonde hair versus dark hair. Don't do that. Like, love ourselves, love what God made us. And if you don't like it, you can change it, but just don't demonize people who didn't change it. Like, let people be. Like, that's it.
I totally agree. And speaking of, respecting people's differences and not liking things, someone mentioned running joke on my channel. What about Baby Boy said, I also want to see MJ's favorite song, Beat It. So with that being said, I'm leaving this chat. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I am going. I'm signing off, but that's funny because everybody knows that's like my least favorite.
Of course. I think I gave you a Beat It chain once for your birthday, and I didn't know you didn't like Beat It. I was like, oh, my bad.
Hey, it's fine. I'll still rock a Beat It t-shirt. Not today. Today I'm rocking Thriller, which you couldn't even see. My bad. But yeah. I I have fun. And I don't know if Trish, you're gonna stay on.
No, actually, I am going to sign off. It's very chaotic this weekend, but if anything, I'll reach out to Tori and maybe we'll try to do one Wednesday night, and we could. Yes. I think we should just keep going biopic. Y'all seem to really like it, and I do apologize for anybody that we couldn't get to the comments. This girl has tripled the normal room, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a lot going on right now. But we will talk again. Thank you so much, MJ Fangirl, for doing this.
Thank you.
Please listen to Randall's advice.
And follow everybody. If you're not subscribed yet to Trish on I Love the Jackson Family, follow her there. She does many lives, like so many lives about what's going on. People always ask me, MJ Fangirl, what's happening in the community? What are the new events? What's going on with the Jacksons or the 3T or whoever? She does all of the updates like on a weekly basis almost. So follow her. And Trish, I hope that we can either do this before the end of the year
Oh no,
or in
for sure.
January
No,
again. Like
you're always going to be easier to do collabs with because your time's so different from mine. So I'm like, oh, just say when, and I got you, and you're like, we're good.
Amazed somebody said we need a debate. Maybe one day, maybe after the biopic, you never know.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Thanks for all the chats, everyone. I'm like, whole snap.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the love. We're gonna be doing another collab soon before the end of the year, hopefully. So stay tuned for that and follow us both. We have some new content. I want to share something really exciting just for everybody that's on the live of my next video. I'll give you just a sneak preview of it. It's an interview. And I talked to one of the dancers from You Rock My World, which we've never really heard from him. So
Nice.
I'm excited about that.
I'm loving your interviews. Like, listen, she's leveled up a lot, y'all. We need to get her to 50K before the freaking year's over, and then we can work on the next mission. Because MJ Fangirl at this point deserves to have enough money to keep all the bills paid and then some. So she's put in the work. She's been in the space. She's the real one. That's the GOAT. So make sure you follow her as well.
Thank you. Yes, somebody said I know who it was on that set. I wish they would give me. They didn't give me any. Well, I won't spoil it, but they didn't give me any drama tea. It's all positive what they shared, but I think it's interesting because I never talked to anybody that was on that set. So anyway, all right, I'm talking too much. See you later, guys.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this live or replay. Make sure you sub to this channel to get more content like this. Don't forget to like the video, share, and I will see you guys real soon.